Hello, my friends. I hope you are continuing to read Mark as we go through the preaching series on the Gospel according to Mark. We're in Mark about 5 now, but I hope you're going back and reading before because being familiar with the story is very important so that Mark keeps its distinctiveness. I want to give you just a background on one of the stories that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't mention this part. At the end of Mark 2, Jesus is going through a grain field with some others, and they pluck heads of grain to eat. And of course, they caught all kinds of grief because they weren't supposed to do that on the Sabbath. There's actually a provision to eat the grain of someone else's field if you would like to. If you look at Leviticus 19 and Leviticus 23, no one is supposed to reap and harvest all the way to the edge of the fields or pick up anything that's fallen. That's for the poor and the stranger, Scripture says. So you leave that. It's a social system to be able to help everybody out, and that's what Jesus was doing. He just did it on the Sabbath. Now, the Pharisees got all kinds of angry and questioned him, and he said, no, God's providing on the Sabbath, and that's good enough, and that was his argument. So if we think about that just for a moment, maybe we can take a lesson from it, which is that maybe sometimes we just need to let right and goodness be right and good, even if it's something that we don't necessarily agree with. Maybe it's against one of the rules that we think we have of the faith, and yet something good comes of it anyway. Can we sometimes just let good be good? Maybe that's the lesson from Jesus here. God bless, and I hope you continue reading Mark.